FlyOver State film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
This, guys, this upset me. I don't think I've said no more than a lot. So I'll give the synopsis briefly before we start talking about it. But so really, this movie's about Josie Grossi, Drew Barrymore, Drew Barrymore, who is a academic copy editor for a magazine or a
She's a grown-up nerd.
She's a grown-up nerd she's a supposedly aspiring journalist. This is what journalists do, right? It's not. And they need to get this good story, so they send her out, and she decides to go undercover at a high school.
Well, she doesn't decide. She's basically thrown in there.
Or she's thrown in there.
Garry Marshall just gets the idea. She kind of says something that makes him think of it, and then yes, you're gonna do that.
Okay, Garry Marshall, by the way, highlight of the movie.
Always icon forever.
So they do that, and then she's 25 and she goes undercover.
Oh, that's a hard 25.
And she's a hard 25. Like she's not borderline.
They say David Arquette's 23 in this.
It's a wait. I'm gonna defend Drew Barrymore. It's the haircut and clothes that she wears because she's 25 in real life.
And she's opposite of Jessica Alba and fucking
Jessica.
I didn't realize one of the girls was Jordan Ladd. I was like,
Jessica Alba.
Whoa! This is my first Jessica Alba movie too. When I was I'm 18. I was like, and at the end, she has that line at the end where she's talking about those girls from high school who are still the prettiest girls you'll ever actually see in real life. I was like, they ain't lying.
They're not lying about Jessica Alba. But you know what? I'm going to jump to this. Who cares? So she goes there. A lot of pedophilia happens. It's a disgusting movie. There's this scene very particularly where David Arquette shows up, right? And she's like, I'm gonna be the David Arquette's like, I'm gonna.
I think Joe's overselling it. I really feel like the teacher is the only really inappropriate character.
He's who I'm talking about.
No. But you say there's pedophilia throughout, and I feel like everybody else is knows better. Everybody else pulls back. David Arquette doesn't cross the line.
Stop.
Josie's not interested in banging the popular kid. She's just interested in the attention.
Shut the fuck up. Yes, she does. And they're having that party, and the popular boy starts flirting with her. She's like, okay, I guess we'll have the party now. He wants to fuck me. It's there.
And she's like, I want you to be my first. And she's you're just like, what? And then he becomes a baseball coach.
Yeah. And so David Arquette pulls the popular kids by eating a tub of coleslaw. You know what no one wanted to talk to? The guy who ate a fucking tub of coleslaw.
He won a competition against one of the other dudes.
I love
just happened to be coleslaw.
That dude, the face, the mouth, the nose. That dude looked like he was constantly wearing a mask.
Yeah.
The blonde guy. Yeah.
So
this movie's got a great cast. One of the guys from Detroit Rock City's in it. You got James Franco in there kicking around.
Oh, this is the best James Franco role because he has literally no lines.
No, he has a few because he says some things like "what," he's like "what's what?" He has a couple of those type of lines.
But yeah, John C. Reilly, Molly Shannon, Octavia Spencer.
The guy who's her assistant, who's in everything, the Weasley looking guy.
Weasley looking guy, yeah.
I don't know if Molly Shannon has looked better.
Can we
Molly
talk
Shannon,
about?
banana?
Oh yeah.
Or the condom on the banana.
Yeah. Her and John C. Reilly would have made an awesome baby. Like I think he
would.
would have conquered the world.
So,
Can I say something real quick? Can I say something real
whatever
quick?
you want. I'll just yell at Ryan for an hour.
I'm gonna say something real quick, and it's like we're supposed to like her, right? She's our protagonist. We're rooting for her.
Josie, yeah.
Yeah, Josie. As a I don't know if you guys knew this. I'm Puerto Rican, so this is my second language. As a human being with
Say
feelings,
the rest in Spanish.
como humano con sentimientos.
Are you gonna talk about how it's hard to watch Drew Barrymore talk?
No. If I was around her and she was correcting my language every 2 fucking seconds, like she was a grammar Nazi throughout the entire fucking thing, I would have
copy editor. That's her job.
I would have thrown her
they don't act like that.
fucking window. Like,
well, she's supposed to be a big annoying nerd, though.
Here's a question.
That's part of it.
Here's a question.
I hated her so hard this time around. I don't know why. Like I used to love this movie. Honestly, I was like, oh,
so I think I would have liked this movie if I saw it when I was 10.
Yeah, I saw it when I was a kid.
You know, when it lost me, truly, what
like
lost
15.
me with this, what lost me with this movie, because I was like, oh, this is like, I was like, oh, this is fun for a minute. What lost me was when she was on the goddamn Ferris wheel and her teacher sees her and starts running to her, and I was like, is the seat taken?
Oh, he actively pursues her.
Yeah,
like,
and then he gets upset.
It's not one of those, this isn't one of those situations where it's awkward. I would call it a Mulan situation. Like you think about Mulan, where her Ping, her like boss or whatever, her trainer, is like confused. He likes Mulan or whatever she's Ping. Sorry, I'm fucking about my Mulan. But there's confusion there. This isn't one of those situations where he likes her, but he knows he shouldn't, and he's weird about it. He just goes for it. He dumps his girlfriend and shit.
And they did the classic.
They dance at the prom.
They did the classic. But wait, they did the classic rom-com thing that the girlfriend or boyfriend is an asshole, like an active asshole. So you're like, oh,
it's obvious that she likes the things he likes. It's like, they're here to think he's clearly enjoying it, and all she can talk about is how she sucks.
She likes men that are overage. He likes women that are underage. They're never meant to be together.
That's right. They still have shared interests.
You know what? I laughed out loud.
This movie would be good if you edited out him.
I laughed so fucking hard, and it's literally the only time that I laughed in the entire movie when she goes like, I am a news editor, I am 25 years old, and he goes and walks away and just runs away.
Bummed.
He ran away from the age. He didn't run away from the.
I never really caught that. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Guys, can we talk about what my favorite part of this movie is? It's something that always stuck with me, and unfortunately, it's because it speaks to my inner bully, and it's the moment that she comes out for the prom, and the dude rolls up in the limo and nails her with those eggs. I like in the theater watching that movie.
Really?
It was like it's supposed to be this sad, dramatic moment. I was like uproariously laughing.
You know why I laugh?
And I laugh at it every time, even though I still like acknowledge how fucked up it is now that I'm older, and I'm like, oh, I get it. I'm mean. That's bad.
You know why I laugh?
So
it's not that
funny,
nobody's this mean. I laugh because he is in a moving car. He has one shot.
He nails her in the face.
He nails her right in the face.
He would probably break her nose.
Impressive.
You throw an egg from a moving car at that speed, from that distance, he'd probably break her fucking nose.
This movie is
You can't even be mad at it. You can't be mad at it. You have to be impressed.
A clear example of no one is this mean in.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
Which was and everyone though is like, ha ha ha, that girl, and it's like, no, they'd be loving it, and especially like Drew Barrymore, like titties are pants.
That's another great point.
I'm glad that it stopped
Those
right
guys
after
at least would not be like, fuck that girl.
Was she wearing her costume from Batman Forever during that first day at school?
I don't know, but I think she's wearing her costume from Ever After at the prom.
Ooh, yeah. She's recycling.
Whatever happened to what's her face from Glass House and Deep Impact? And...
Leelee Sobieski.
She was She was the prettiest one of the whole movie. They
What
made
happened-
it be like,
What
look at
happened to
her. I was
dog
like, she
food or
looked great.
dog pound or whatever they call it?
I'll tell you what.
Excuse
I'll
me,
tell you what
Jessica
I
Alba's
noticed
right
this
there.
time around.
Sorry.
She is just as bad as the fucking mean girls in this
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
Like immediately the first time that she skips math nerd practice for something, she's like, "Well, why don't you go find somewhere else to sit?" Like
Yeah,
she's
fuck you,
just as
bitch.
bad. Like she's one of those.
That's the point, Brian. We're all the same. You ever see Angus?
Everyone's a bully.
That's a great movie. Angus is excellent.
That's a big
Everyone's
one to
a
do.
bully. But really,
Can we
like,
talk about can we talk about her performance though?
Who's?
Like in the first half,
True.
I guess she took acting classes and they told her being nerdy involved biting her lower lip.
She always does that though.
That's just a Drew Barrymore thing.
yeah.
Wedding
Like
singer.
talking out of the side of your mouth.
Oh,
Never
like
really
that.
being able to say anything without a question mark. at
Fever
the
pitch.
end.
She overdoes all of it. Fever
Oh,
pitch. She goes
right.
hard on it.
Oh, Robbie. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't
Ooh.
know you're in a band. Sorry, I like the
I have
wedding
a-
singer a lot more.
I have two notes. So one note is classic teacher doing a history class that ties directly into the protagonist's story. He was covering Orlando. It was like, classic, but he's talking about a hockey player, and everybody's like, who? And he's like,
Gordie Howe.
oh, it's the
I
Tiger
knew
Woods-
Gordie Howe because
Yeah.
What he says.
my dad took me
said-
to a hockey game where I met Gordie Howe when I was a kid.
Okay, then maybe you can answer this for me, Brian, because he said he's the Tiger Woods of hockey. So is he half black, half Asian?
No, I think he was just like the Wayne Gretzky of the '60s.
Oh,
I think he's
Fun
like
facts.
Alaskan though,
Yeah, guys, this.
and he played till he was like 55.
Yeah, I just don't like this movie.
you didn't like David Arquette walking around in his underwear around underage women?
All right,
Oh.
let me just talk to you about this. All right, David Arquette should be in jail. Drew Barrymore should not have a job. Maybe not jail.
The
I
boss
like
should
the
see
way
there.
all
Teacher
her coworkers are
straight
so
to jail.
invested. They're all like
Oh,
hanging
yeah.
out, watching the live feed together.
Were they watching
Oh.
her? Were they watching her taking a dump?
Yeah, that whole news department, no jobs. Maybe some
This is
even in
almost
jail because
kinda-
they're watching.
It's kind of it just isn't the same thing, but like when shit like this happens, like don't you have to like in Kindergarten Cop where the principal knows he's a cop but she doesn't know like what's happening, why he's in the school, but she just knows that he's there for a specific reason.
Yeah.
I mentioned
Kindergarten
this to
Cop,
Joe.
great
It's
movie.
based on a real thing, kind of. This is what Cameron Crowe did. This.
Oh.
He was like in college, and he went, or he wasn't in college, but he was out of high school. And he went back to high school, and
Well,
like
no,
that's
supposedly-
that he wrote the shit that Fast Times is based on.
What that was happened like this was in the news like yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, Texas.
Some woman went to her kid's middle school and pretended to
Was
be
it to
her.
like prove that the school wasn't safe or something?
Yeah.
Well, she got caught, so I guess it's pretty safe.
No,
she was
she
doing
made
live Instagrams. That's
but
how
she
she got
made it-
caught.
Oh.
She made it till the 7th
Yeah.
period. So she was there the entire day, pretty much.
That's fucked up.
Oh, you need
Yeah, well,
to
that's
minutes.
bad. But guess what?
Too bad
Guess
the
what
good guy
also-
with a gun wasn't there to kill her.
Yeah.
Guess what also is? You know what? This movie would be better with the school shooting.
Oh my God.
God damn, man.
God
Jesus Christ.
damn it.
Elephant meat's never been kissed. Let's do it.
God damn it.
You know, that's-
We need to
We need
talk
to talk
about
about King.
Josie.
It's because David Arquette couldn't get his baseball career back in high school started. That's like me now being like, oh, I was a great high school.
So I have
quarterback. Let me
I
try
have one question for Brian because he's the expert of this movie. Is this the high school she went to?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. Because the whole time I'm thinking like someone would recognize
Someone
her.
would recognize him.
A
Yeah.
teacher or something.
I had a teacher
Also,
that my
I was
mom
watching
had.
this. I just recently watched Clueless, and I was like, man, I'm getting a lot of Clueless vibes. It's because they share a costume designer,
Mm.
Mona May, who seems like she specializes in high school movies and kind of like dressing teens and being.
Also, I would say we covered a couple weeks.
So another pervert. Saying.
A couple picks ago, we covered Not Another Teen Movie, and I did pick up on so many new references, especially with her the old ass woman's outfit being just like Drew Barrymore's outfit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Had me
Drew
dying.
Barrymore, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I noticed when they're doing the flashbacks to Josie in high school, all the high schoolers that she's in high school with, they clearly pick people who were like in their late 20s, early 30s to make it seem like everybody at the school was the same age and not draw attention to how old Drew Barrymore is. Because I was looking around, I was like, everybody in this high school was 40 fucking years old.
Actually, a question. I didn't look it up because I was lazy. The chubby friend that comes towards her. Where is she from? Scary Movie, right? Scary Movie 1 or 2?
She does the bit in Scary Movie.
The one with the stock, right?
Yeah.
So at
she's
first,
back.
I thought it was young Artemis.
Oh no, that would have been
Son.
casting though.
That's funny, yeah.
Rating phase.
We don't have anything else. This is really the end. I got goosebumps when the pedophile teacher came to kiss her at the end.
Ooh, John C.
so
Reilly. We didn't mention.
Guys.
We didn't mention John C. Reilly was like, that teacher's a pedophile. That's
I do like they call it out. He catches on and he's like, "That's your story, a creeper teacher."
Yeah, because John C. Reilly's smart.
I just watched. I had like.
But he doesn't like.
he's
I mean,
like
he just
for
wants
a
it for the
while.
publicity. I like how mad he is that other papers keep scooping them. Like she knew about
I
the
have
secret
one
party
question.
hideout, and some other paper gets it. And even the story about her coming out at the prom, some other paper publishes it. It's so
Was
good.
there-
He's
wait,
so
wait.
mad.
I have
Is
one
there
question.
another undercover reporter?
Right?
in
It
this?
makes me think that one of like James Franco is also an undercover.
guys. I
That's
have
why
two
he's so
questions.
quiet. He's just taking notes.
They should do a sequel now that goes back and it's like a Back to the Future 2 where you see the movie's exactly the same, but it's all from James Franco's perspective.
Oh, he's
Shit.
perfect.
I have two questions. Okay, one, wouldn't like she have other fucking articles to have to write during this long ass stretch?
One.
Just one.
He's getting
Two.
paid to do this. This is like a thing that the Garry Marshall loves this idea so much that he's just like
They should get
bankrolling
the
it.
whole company should be fired and fucking put away.
Two. Okay, so
Good point, Joe. What?
I kind of need more light.
am I good now? Can I talk?
You're great.
Yeah,
At
what's
the
number
okay, at the end, Drew Barrymore goes to the baseball coach and is like, "It's the state championship," and she's like, "Every camera is going to be on you. Every reporter is going to be there." Wouldn't there be a shit ton of coverage at that game anyway? Because it's the state fucking championship.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I
hate
I
this
don't
movie.
know.
No one
Right.
likes baseball.
I like the idea that she prints this article, this never been kissed article, and they treat it like it's the
Okay.
Sting. Like everybody's got to read this article. There's people just like buying it up and sitting there. Everybody's the talk of the water cooler.
Oh wow, a nerd didn't get fucked in high school. Oh my god.
I was telling Harris, I'm watching this with Harrison, and David Arquette's going around the high school because part of the plot is that he comes and like makes her seem cool because he's natural. Because we all know David Arquette's so naturally cool. So he comes and makes Josie seem cool, but he does it with a bunch of easily disprovable lies. And I'm like, I told Harrison, I was like, this shit wouldn't work now because Google exists. Like the minute you were like, her dad invented whatever he says she invented, and
Those
he
are
like,
strudels.
Google that immediately. Nope, no, they didn't. It was this guy. I just thought it was
Let's
funny
go
that
to
this plot would be so easily just.
ratings.
Ratings phase.
I want Joe, who is the angriest of all, to set the tone of the ratings. Joe, where are you going?
This was one of the
Joe said
most
this was
upsetting
worse
watches.
than Just for the Boys.
I
which I
can
think is
interrupt him already, Brian.
This was upsetting. This was so upsetting. 1.9 eggs in the face.
on.
Couldn't get into it.
No, this is an under 2.
Oh,
movie.
1.9.
Didn't like it. Truly didn't like it, guys.
That's
never
your
hooked.
pick, too. That's rough.
Yeah, I'm honest.
No.
Yeah. I like
Uh,
the chance.
The
TJ.
woke mob is coming for Never
Yeah.
Been Kissed. This is
Yes.
Guys,
This is a fucking
I don't
Gen
think I've
Seer.
ever come on this show and shown the woke mob at all either.
Oh.
This is the fun-
Joe is just another Gen Seer with his ruffled feathers and his middle part.
Sorry,
Fuck you.
Snowflake, that you could enjoy this beautiful romance.
If I wanted to see fingering on a roller coaster, I'd watch Fear.
Ooh, that's good.
Let me in the fucking house.
I love that fucking movie.
Fucking
Uh,
play wild horses to that Ferris wheel scene in slow motion. It's a lot creepier.
Stop, I'm getting in there.
TJ.
Sorry. Oh, you want me to give it ratings?
Yeah.
I'm actually with Brian on this one. This one goes back with me. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's a great, funny rom-com. Like, imagine if Adam Sandler was in this playing opposite of her. I mean, right before that magic happened with all those movies. I'll give this a clean like 5.5 out of 10. You know.
Okay, you know what? I'll say this, TJ. You bring up a point.
No. You already talked. You already talked.
Shut
Brian.
the fuck up.
You already talked.
Shuts up now.
Against here.
I'm not. TJ brings up a point. If you put Adam Sandler in this movie in a teacher role, as charming as he is, it elevates that shit. That teacher is such a wet noodle. It don't work.
I think Gordie Howe thing actually
Recast
worked.
a guy that you would think it's cool if he does Statch.
Yes.
He's the guy from Monster-in-Law. That's the only other movie I know.
You know
about
who's Adam Sandler? I'd be cool with it.
Brian, where are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah, the nostalgia's pretty strong. Like I said, I'm not a rom-com guy. This is like one of the very, very few rom-coms I even like. I'd give it like a 6. You know what I mean? It's just like a down the middle, fun, a little bit of creep to it, but like I think it all works out okay.
I just burned Joe on Twitter while we were recording. I'm gonna give this one. Yeah, nostalgia did play a lot of. I watched this movie. I used to love this as a kid. Yeah, nostalgia really smoothed a lot of edges.
This one and Drive Me Crazy with Britney Spears, or no, sorry, Melissa Joan Hart and Adrian Grenier.
Wow, yeah,
That's
I
slightly
fucking
better.
love that movie.
But yeah, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna give it a 5. I can't pretend that it's a good movie.